You are Locked On Nuggets POSTCAST, powered by Mile High Sports, part of Locked On Sports Denver on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
They can just never make it easy on themselves, can they? The Denver Nuggets, despite looking like they were going to lose that game for a majority of the fourth quarter, figure out a way to win the game as they take down the Golden State Warriors. Your final score in this one, 119 to 115. The Denver Nuggets improved to 11-8 on the year, 6-4 at home. Golden State now 12-8 on the year and 7-5 away from their home arena. Welcome on in to your Locked On Nuggets postcast. I am your host, Aniello Piro. Hope everybody is exhaling out there, relaxing a little bit after a pretty thrilling victory for the Denver Nuggets. And today's episode of your Locked On Nuggets postcast is brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. More from our friends over at Game Time in just a moment. And what is this team? What is this Denver Nuggets team? That's what I'm still trying to figure out, because Jamal Murray was not great on the offensive end of the floor tonight. Michael Porter Jr., a bit hit or miss. Nice to have Aaron Gordon back without Draymond Green out there tonight for the Golden State Warriors. There was simply no answer for the Jokic-Gordon two-man game around the rim. And frankly, Nikola Jokic, I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point, but he shows once again why he is the leader of the pack for NBA MVP. I mean, he had double the amount of field goal attempts tonight than just about any other. Michael Porter Jr. had 14. Jokic had 24 attempts. But Jokic leading the way for Denver down the stretch. He was a plus 23 in his minutes tonight. The Joker finishing with 38 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. He also had, 5 steals. I had to confirm that, making sure I'm reading that right, because Nikola Jokic put the team on his back once again. And I think the question with this Denver Nuggets team, it has nothing to do with Nikola Jokic. It has to do with everything around the Joker and how they can try to get this thing going on a more consistent basis, because I don't know, maybe Jokic can just shoulder the load the entire season. Maybe he can, but all I know is if Denver wants to contend for an NBA championship, if they want to avoid the play-in, we know how difficult the Western Conference is, they're going to need to figure out a way to get Jamal Murray going. But it is a victory show. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but at the end of the day, the flaws for Denver continue to be bright, but they do figure out a way to win this game here tonight. Once again, your final score, 119-115 here on your Locked On Nuggets postcast. I'm your host, Aniello Piro, live from Ball Arena up here in the third deck. Just finished up watching that game. You guys can follow me on social media at Media by AP, and do me a favor, if you're watching this show live, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. That way you guys never, ever miss an episode of your Locked On Nuggets postcast throughout the course of the season. But, it was interesting. It felt like, simply put, the Nuggets go as Nikola Jokic goes. I see we got a comment here from Chris. Even Jokic was bad in the first half for his lofty standards. 100%. I mean, Nikola Jokic in the first half of this game straight up looked disengaged. That's how I would say it. Lazy, a little bit lazy with the body language. I was getting ready to come on here and talk about how LA nightlife is undefeated against the Denver Nuggets because that's, they looked slow. They looked lethargic coming out of the gate, which is nothing new for Denver after a game in LA. Remember just playing the Clippers the other night after a bad loss there late in that game. But they turn it on here in the second half, and, a win is a win. And look, like I said, I'm not trying to, poo-poo on the win or anything like that, but I had a whole thumbnail ready to go about how they blew this game. And I'm happy that they won. Obviously, it's better to do victory shows than it is to do defeat shows. But despite they won tonight because of who Nikola Jokic is, and because of Aaron Gordon's ability to to play good defense and be physical around the rim and get some buckets and hit a couple of clutch free throws. Jamal did have a nice block, some nice defense, I would say, from Jamal Murray there late in the fourth quarter, making up for his shortcomings on offense in this game. But without Nikola Jokic, this team is just an absolute I don't even know what the word is. I don't want to say a joke, but they're just not very good. They're not very good. And again, this would have been a terrible game for Denver to lose, specifically because Draymond Green was not playing. And like I said, Denver was able to take advantage of that in the paint. But looking at it here tonight, guys, Nikola Jokic playing 40 minutes once again. He was a plus 23, as I mentioned. Christian Brown also a plus 23. And you guys see Christian Brown there at the end of the game going superhero mode, Superman mode, kind of diving for that ball. It was, a 5-point or a two possession game at that point late in the game, and Christian Brown swarms the ball, grabs on it, calls like a phantom timeout, which Denver did not have, and thankfully a couple seconds tick off the clock, and we don't have to worry about that. Whatever, a win is a win. That is the reality situation tonight for the Denver Nuggets. So go ahead and drop some comments, guys. Let me know how you're feeling out there. I see we got a couple already flowing in. What up, Alejandro, my man? Hope you're doing well. Sean, what's going on, brother? Chris, appreciate you as well. All of the Nuggets fans, Nuggets faithful out here, tapping in live here on your Locked On Nuggets postcast. And before we kind of dive into the minutia of this game here in the second segment, we'll talk about that first half and how it kind of transitioned over into the second half for Denver tonight. My boy Swipe Cam, who you all know and love from the Locked On Nuggets podcast, was in the building here tonight, and I was able to catch up with Swipe a little bit before the game. And I respect Swipe's opinion a lot. Swipe knows ball. He's one of the more vocal guys on Nuggets Twitter, if not the most vocal guy. And I asked him his opinion of this Denver Nuggets team so far throughout the course of the season. And him and I are in agreement in the sense that you can't really, I'm not going to cast judgment fully on this Nuggets team until we get to the beginning of the new year. But here we are now, almost 20 games into the season here for the Denver Nuggets, and I'm still having more questions than I'm having answers. There's Swiper. I was just talking about you on the show. I was talking about a little pregame chat. He's going to come over here. Show the people some love real quick.
I'm literally about to do a show right now. What's going on, y'all? Good to see you. You get a chance to see a guy with nice head of hair, not like me, Mr. Bald Man. I hope y'all enjoyed that game. That was a masterclass in the fourth quarter. Jamal Murray didn't shoot super well, but that block, they don't win if Jamal Murray doesn't make that block. That's how big of a deal that was. Amazing game. Julian Strawther showing real improvement as a defensive player. That was just excellent.
Hey, a win is a win. A win is a win. It was ugly at points, but Denver was able to clamp down and get the job done. Shout out to Swiper for popping in here real quick. Like I said, always good to see my man. Make sure to check him out on the Locked On Nuggets podcast along with my guy, Ryan Blackburn. You've also got Matt Moore in the building as well. Yes, absolutely, man. Jamal Murray, what he did not, where he struggled on offense tonight, he more than made up for it with his defense. Denver does not get that win without Jamal's defense at the end of the game. But I think that the key for this Denver Nuggets team moving forward, if they want to be a championship contender, if they don't want to have to sweat all of these games out and have everybody on the edge of their seat, right? The last couple of years, that's a game for the Denver Nuggets where they likely win this game pretty comfortably. Not necessarily having to come from behind, or if they're having to come from behind, doing it in just a much more efficient manner. Nothing seems to be coming easy for anybody on the Denver Nuggets except for Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's still lethal around the elbow. He's still lethal around the rim, making contact, getting to the free throw line, finding Aaron Gordon. That's all great. Christian Brown bringing the energy on defense as well. But they've got to figure out a way to get their other two starters going, man, because the same problem continues to persist. And it's been this way for almost a decade now. When Nikola Jokic goes out of the game, so do the Denver Nuggets. It's like, I would almost equate it to like, when you're in grade school and you're going out for recess or you're going out for lunch, right? And your teacher kind of has to lead, you all get in a single file line, you all go outside, right? Stay in line, kids, stay in line, kids. It's like Nikola Jokic is the teacher. He's like the chaperone on the field trip. And as soon as Nikola Jokic goes to the bench, everybody just starts getting scatterbrained and running wild and not making any sense. And things are just, falling by the wayside. So Nikola Jokic once again showing his true value tonight for the Denver Nuggets as they are thankfully able to get the win 119-115, your final score. Now, if Draymond Green plays in this game, is it a different outcome? Potentially. Potentially it is. Denver's bench, relatively non-existent tonight. Of course, all players in the negative in the box plus minus. Nothing new there. Dario Saric not playing. Nothing new there. Zeke Naji with a couple of minutes there early in the game, but he was awful, minus 11, only 2 points. But, that's just kind of Denver Nuggets basketball at this point. But why don't we hit our first break, guys? When we come back, we'll continue along with the conversation. Let's dive into the other two max contract players. Let's talk a little Jamal Murray. Let's talk a little Michael Porter Jr. And not to beat a dead horse, They've got to be better. Straight up. Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray have to be better because I just don't, and I love Nikola Jokic. I think he's the best. He's easily the best player I've ever seen with my own two eyes. But is this sustainable? Can Denver be what Denver wants to be without their other two max contract guys shouldering the load? Can they rely on Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray? Because so far through roughly 20 games throughout the course of the season, the answer is no. But that is going to be critical in determining where Denver ends up when this season is all said and done. So let's hit our first break. We'll come back, continue on with the conversation. Drop some comments, guys. Let me know how you guys are feeling out there as the Denver Nuggets escape with a 119-115 victory over the Golden State Warriors. Back in just a moment, folks. All right, you guys, let me tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks real quick. You might be wondering, what is Prize Picks? Well, Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made the daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long with Prize Picks, guys, and you can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. And Prize Picks now offers Venmo for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. And guys, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select player stat projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. Be sure to check out our friends over at Prize Picks, guys. Let them know that Locked On Nuggets sent you. And again, that code Locked On NBA and get $50 instantly when you play $5. Shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks helping us keep the lights on. Be sure to check them out, folks. And let me also tell you about our friends over at Game Time here real quick, guys, because if you were at the game tonight, packed house here at Ball Arena, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you're not getting your tickets through Game Time, shame on you, because Game Time is the best place to get all of your tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, and theater. And guys, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Guys, I just told you about the Game Time Picks. Let me also tell you about their all-in pricing feature. When you toggle this feature on the app or on the website, it shows you the total right up front with no surprise fees at checkout. You can also get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with their seat viewer, and the lowest ticket price guarantee or Game Time will credit you not just 100% of the difference, but 110% of the difference. And of course, your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use that code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms, they do apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Woo! Welcome on back into your Locked On Nuggets postcast. I am your host, Aniello Piro, broadcasting live from the friendly confines of Ball Arena, as it looks like this is always the cool part. I know you guys can't see it, but looks like they're getting ready to convert the court back to the ice for the Avalanche game coming up here. So what a pleasure, man. I usually do most of my shows at home, but I try to get to most of the home games here so I could broadcast for you guys live here at Ball Arena. Do me a favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. That way you guys never, ever miss an episode of your Locked On Nuggets postcast right here on your Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel. You guys can also follow me on social media at Media by AP. But let's get right on back into it here, folks. Continuing along with the conversation as Denver gets the 119-115 victory over the Golden State Warriors. Was looking a little bit dicey at points throughout the course of this game, but Denver able to get the job done. And my boy Swiper's doing his thing over here in the corner, and I hear him talking about Jamal Murray. So why don't we start there in regards to what needs to be better for Denver? But before we do that, like I said in the beginning of the first segment, What Jamal Murray lacked tonight in offense, he made up with his defense. Only 12 points tonight for Jamal, which is just, let's call it like I see it, man. It's unacceptable for a guy of his caliber. We know what Jamal Murray can be. We're waiting for Jamal Murray to I hate saying playoff Jamal because we've seen him also do it in the regular season. It's just been a while since we haven't had like a real Murray Flurry type of game this season that I can think of off the top of my head. And I understand that he's been banged up. I know there's been some injuries, whatever it might be. But bottom line is Denver needs Jamal Murray to be better on offense if they want to have a chance to live up to the expectations that this team has set for themselves. But despite his struggles tonight on offense, as I mentioned, clutch defense on Steph Curry, getting a block there under the basket as well, late in the fourth quarter from Jamal Murray. But his offense tonight, lacking. 4 of 12 from the field, only 1 of 3 from 3. He was 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, but 7 assists. You like to see that. He had the 3 blocks. So like I said, the defense has been good for Jamal Murray in this game, and it's been there for a majority of the season as well. But the problem with Jamal, I don't even want to say the problem. The question with Jamal, rather, is when is he going to get it going offensively? What is it going to take for Jamal Murray to become the Jamal Murray that we've all known and loved over the last few years? Because when Jamal Murray gets going, Denver takes their level of play from here to through the roof. And it has not been there throughout the course of the season. I mean, it's been, probably 2 weeks since Michael Malone came out and said, I've got to figure out a way to get Jamal Murray going. They've managed to win games in spite of that. Obviously, he was out for a minute there, but he missed, I think, 3 or 4 games with an injury early in the season. They were able to win some of those games. But again, Denver got, dare I say, lucky tonight. And the reason I hesitate to use the word lucky is because their defense was good. And I think that's the frustrating part with Denver is lazy, lackadaisical, and then boom, they flip the switch, they clamp down on defense. It's like, where is that for 48 minutes? Like, where is that in the first quarter? Like, why can't you just play with that type of energy out of the gate? It's been a struggle for them to accomplish that. But again, a win is a win for Denver here tonight. But Jamal Murray has to figure out a way to get going, man. He has got to figure it out, as well as Michael Porter Jr. He played 31 minutes tonight, 22 points. So I guess you like that. You saw him throw the ball off the backboard, thought he was fouled, come back, picked up a rebound, I think on a Christian Brown missed shot, and slams it home. So the athleticism's there. Clearly, Michael Porter Jr. is feeling pretty healthy for that. But we need to see him be more efficient from the field as well. He was 8 of 14. But most importantly, why do they call him Michael Never Swing the Rock Porter Jr.? What is the one thing that Michael Porter Jr. is lethal at when he's on point? Draining the 3-point shot. Only 3 attempts tonight for Michael Porter Jr. You need more than that. You need MPJ taking 5 or 6 at least and knocking down 2 or 3 at least to feel good about the direction of this team on offense. Like I said, he does finish with 22 points, grabbed 7 boards, had a couple of assists, a steal, but you need more. I mean, these are your 2 max contract players in Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. I mean, how are you just going to wait for Nikola Jokic to put on his cape and come to the rescue? Because if that's the case, like I said, maybe Jokic can do it. Maybe he can do it over the course of the 82-game season. Maybe he can. Maybe he can just flip the switch, tread water, 6 minutes left in the game, boom, you know where you're at because of Nikola Jokic. That's fine, I guess, but it should not be this difficult because we've seen Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray do it before. It's not like you're asking Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray to be something that they're not. They've shown that they have the ability to do this throughout the course of their careers. I mean, these guys have been playing together for upwards of a half decade now. They have chemistry. They have continuity. They know what they need to do to win. And we're just waiting for it to happen. Simple as that. We're just waiting for it to all come together. So outside of that, man, Aaron Gordon had himself a nice game. His first home game back from injury. 15 points tonight for AG. He was a plus 13 in the box plus minus. 5 assists. 9 rebounds for AG. He was 3 of 4 from the field. He shot the best from beyond the arc of anybody on the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon combined 6 for 8 from 3-point land. Is that sustainable? I'm not so sure. That's why you need MPJ and Jamal to step it up. My chair just fell. Let me readjust that. Christian Brown tonight was 0 of 2 from 3. The bench tonight, let's do some quick math. What is that? 3 of 8 from 3. Peyton Watson knocked down his 1 3-point attempt. Russell Westbrook was 1 of 3 from 3. Anything that Russell Westbrook makes from the field, specifically beyond the arc, I look at as house money. And Julian Strother, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc as well. But You're looking at 7 points from Peyton Watson off the bench, 7 points from Russell Westbrook off the bench, 5 points from Strawther off the bench, only 2 points from Zeke Naji off the bench. So here's the thing. Denver might be able to get away with their lackadaisical, struggling bench play if they get the production that they're accustomed to from Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. Tonight was one of those instances where Nikola Jokic just put the team on his back, and they were able to get the job done late in tandem because of that and their clutch defense in the fourth quarter. But Denver still has plenty of problems that they're going to need to address here tonight. And I saw Matt Moore, the great hardwood paroxysm on Twitter, talking about it all night. You want to know what the commonality in Denver's win is? Can they outshoot their opponent from three-point land? That is like the one defining factor of Denver Nuggets wins this season, is if Denver outshoots their opponent from three, 9 times out of 10, they're going to win the game. And that's exactly what they did here tonight, as they outshot Golden State from three-point land, and that proved to be the difference. So love to see it. But all right, let's hit our final break. We'll come back, put a bow on the show. We'll talk about the importance of that three-point shooting for the Denver Nuggets. We'll also take a look at some of their upcoming games here on the schedule and dive deeper into the stats here tonight as the Denver Nuggets escape with a 119-115 victory over the Golden State Warriors. Stick with us, folks. Back in just a moment right here on your Locked On Nuggets postcast. Ooh, all right, you guys. Let me tell you about our friends over at BetterHelp here real quick. And guys, therapy does not need to be a scary topic in this day and age. And our friends over at BetterHelp are going to make you feel better. They're going to help you out. That's why it's called BetterHelp. And let me tell you about it here real quick, because how do you stay cozy during the winter months? For some, wrapping up in a blanket with a mug of hot chocolate or watching a movie with the family is the best way to spend the month of December. Therapy is also a great way to bring yourself some comfort that never goes away, even when the seasons change. Guys, if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA to get 10% off of your first month. And that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. Be sure to check out our friends over at BetterHelp. Guys, therapy is, like I said, does not need to be scary. You don't need to, be worried about saying that you go to therapy. And if you don't want to have to deal with going into the office and all that kind of stuff, our friends over at BetterHelp have you covered. Convenient, flexible online therapy to get started today. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. Welcome on back into your Locked On Nuggets postcast. I am your host, Aniello Piro. You guys can follow me on social media at Media by AP. And anyone listening or watching out there, go over to the Mile High Sports Instagram. We just dropped our brand new. Let me see if I can pull this up on the screen real quick, because I got one in my backpack. We just dropped our brand new Aaron Gordon cover for Mile High Sports Magazine, man. Head over to milehighsports.com if you want to pick one up as well. This thing is sweet. I know the glare's coming off the TVs up here. Really an incredible feature on Aaron Gordon from my guy Doug Ottewell. So make sure to go over to the Mile High Sports Instagram, also milehighsports.com if you want to check out the issue, pick up a copy for yourself. Really love how that issue came together. We got some real cool behind-the-scenes content and access with our guy AG. But to bring it back to tonight's game, again, a 119-115 victory for Denver. As I mentioned before the break, the three-point shooting is ultimately what I think helped push Denver over the top here today. Golden State struggled from three, 12 for 38, just a tick above 31% from beyond the arc, whereas Denver shot nearly 50% from three, 11 for 24. And as I mentioned, a bit of an uncharacteristic game. We know that Nikola Jokic has been great from three so far this season. He was 3 or 4. When was the last time Aaron Gordon made three-point shots in a game? No disrespect to AG, but he's not necessarily known for his outside shooting, let alone his three-point shooting. So those were big-time shots tonight from Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon, as Michael Porter Jr. only knocks down 1 3. Jamal Murray also only knocks down 1 3. So the volume, maybe not there for Denver tonight from beyond the arc, but they were able to convert at a pretty high rate. Like I said, nearly 50% from three, finishing with 11 for 24, good for 45.8%. They did shoot 50% from the field as well. 40 for 79, 50.6% compared to Golden State, who is 44 for 95, which is 46.3%. But taking a look at some of the other stats from this game here tonight, guys, Denver got out-rebounded. That was another reason why this game looked a little bit ugly, 48-38. That was a struggle. Golden State had more assists than the Nuggets tonight, 36-32. The one area where Denver was able to kind of be that Denver Nuggets team that we all know and love was the fast break points. They dominated Golden State in that department, 25-11. But they also got, smacked in points in the paint, 50-44. Golden State committed a ton of fouls. They had 25 fouls tonight. Did the Golden State Warriors and led by 12 at one point in this game. But again, Nikola Jokic doing Nikola Jokic things, putting the team on his back, doing what needs to be done with that beautiful jump shot, bunny shot, whatever you want to call it, from the elbow, in and around the rim with the elbows. Boom, boom, boom. Putting the ball up, absorbing contact, getting to the free throw line, doing what Nikola Jokic needs to do, as he once again is showing why he is the true definition of value and why he deserves to be the front runner for the NBA MVP. But Denver, wins the first quarter, loses the second quarter by a couple of points. And I know that it's hard to kind of break it down by quarter here, but they come out solid there in the third quarter. They outscored Golden State in the third, 33-28. And then Jokic goes out, those first 3 minutes, Golden State started out with a 10-2 run to begin the fourth quarter. And then Nikola Jokic comes back in and the tide settles and things ease up. And Denver ultimately wins this game 119-115. So again, I don't want to go too crazy on the flaws because they did win tonight, but it's just so evident. And I was not watching the TNT broadcast. I was watching the game with my own two eyes. I saw Charles Barkley was talking about how, he hopes Denver makes a trade. I don't know what trade there is for them to make unless it involves Michael Porter Jr. or Jamal Murray. And I think we all know that Nuggets fans, I actually know this for a fact from talking to people around the league and talking to people that cover the Nuggets and some sources, that the way that Nuggets fans and the Nuggets themselves value Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. is a lot different than their true value to a majority of teams across the league. So keep that in perspective. It's not like you're going to, just teams view and value MPJ and Jamal Murray a lot differently than the Nuggets do. So, and we know that Calvin Booth's not giving up on any of the young guys. Peyton Watson's not going anywhere. Julius Strawther's not going anywhere. Christian Brown's not going anywhere. So it's going to be up to Denver to internally figure out a way to be more consistent. Again, they can, I guess, get away with subpar bench play if Jamal Murray and MPJ play up to their level, which we all know they can. But can't complain too much tonight. Defense, Jokic, Gordon, win. Let's take a look here at a couple of the Denver Nuggets upcoming games before we get out of here. They did get bounced from NBA Cup contention. Ooh, I don't know how much. Do you guys care about the NBA Cup? Let me know. It's not a massive point of interest for me, to be honest with you. And I don't think Denver really cares about it that much either. But next game will be another gut check game for Denver. They'll hit the road for a 5 p.m. start here on Thursday evening in Cleveland against a red-hot Cleveland Cavaliers team. They're 19-3, 12-1. Is it still Quicken Loans Arena? Whatever it is, 12-1 at home are the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll see if Denver can travel here and try to get the job done here against a surging Cleveland Cavaliers team. But the other thing that I think needs to be said, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, is Golden State's not playing great basketball right now. What is this, a 5-game losing streak now, I believe, for Golden State? I know they were on a losing streak entering into this game. Let's take a look here. Yeah, 5 straight losses for the Golden State Warriors. Spurs, Nets, Thunder, Suns, and now the Nuggets. So, it's not like you were going up against a team that was playing their best version of basketball. But any means necessary. Swipe was doing his show. They got it done, man. They got it done. So you need to see MPJ. You need to see Jamal Murray be more consistent. Keep praying that Nikola Jokic, hoping and praying, good vibes, that he can keep up his level of play, can stay healthy. That this bench figures out a way to be more consistent as well. But that is it for me tonight, folks. Really appreciate you guys tapping in with me here on your Locked On Nuggets postcast, right here on your Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel. For more from Swipa, Matt Moore, Ryan Blackburn, make sure to check out the Locked On Nuggets podcast. And you're also hearing this show on that audio feed. But if you want to watch me at Ball Arena from my apartment, whatever it might be, the Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel is the place to be for that. But thank you guys so much for tapping in. You guys can follow me on social media at Media by AP. Your final score tonight, Denver 119, Warriors 115. Denver improving to 11-8 and 6-4 at home. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning. We'll talk to you guys on Thursday night. I'm out. Have a good one, folks.